This is the Oculus Quest 2, 2 years later. Was it really worth the hefty $300 price tag, or do I regret buying it? With Meta recently announcing there will be a Quest 3 coming out later 2023, is it still worth picking up one of these, or should you wait? If you're on the fence about it, I recommend sticking around. Now I'm sure everyone knows about the Quest 2, why else would you have clicked on this video? But let's still go over what it is, and try to understand why I got it. I got the Oculus Quest 2 in early 2021, and since then I've used it a decent amount. It is by far one of the most popular VR headsets to date, brought the niche VR experience from the expensive and exclusive pedestal onto the slightly less expensive and more obtainable side of things. It was released in the later half of 2021, and since then has been praised as one of the best VR headsets. First thing I want to talk about is the build of it. On the front of the headset, it has 4 small hole punch cameras that are used to track the controllers and see when using the pass-through mode. On the right of it, it has a power button and an LED light to display when it's on, or the status of the battery, which we'll go over later. On the left of it, it has the USB-C charging port and a headphone jack. Alright, with that out of the way, let's go over what it's like using it. The weight of it is obviously a big part because it sits on top of your head. A pound doesn't seem like a lot, but when it's on the front of your face for an extended amount of time, it can become pretty heavy. When you first boot up the Quest, it shows you a few things you can use it for. One of the activities listed are exercise and cardio games. Unless you put the head strap on extremely tightly, the headset will move around and either make the image blurry or start to feel like it's going to fall off. So I'd stay away from those. Unless you want to, I can't really stop you. Speaking of the head strap, all things considered, it's pretty comfortable. It can be heavily adjusted because, like I said earlier, if the headset isn't on perfectly, the image quality will quickly deteriorate. Unless you're going to be using headphones like these, you're going to need to use the built-in speakers, which are actually pretty good, and at times actually better than using headphones. The fact that the sound doesn't actually sound like it's directly on your ears is just different, and gives it a really unique feel. It's a big upside to the already pretty immersive experience. Now let's go over the battery. For my time using it, it hasn't been the best. On Google it says it can last up to 2 hours, which may be true, but if you forget to charge your Quest right after using it, you're gonna need to charge it before using it again. Speaking of charging, it's not very good either. The max I can charge it is 14 watts, which isn't good to begin with, and adding the 10 watt brick that they add in the box makes it even worse. It'll take about 3 to 4 hours to fully charge it from zero, and actually one quick tip when charging it is to fully power off the Quest right before charging it. From my experience, it just makes it charge quicker for some reason. Also in general, after using it, make sure you fully power it off as well, because if you don't, by the next day it'll definitely be dead just by idling. But if you always make sure it's charged and do what I said previously, you should be fine. You can also buy third-party battery packs that'll extend the life of the Quest. If you're interested in getting one, I'll put a link down in the description, and while you're down there, you might as well hit the red subscribe button. The controllers are a pretty big part of the experience, so it's good they're comfortable. They use AA batteries and last for a long while. They have wrist straps, which can sometimes be pretty useful. There's a few times where I've actually forgotten I was using a headset and let go of the controllers while like swinging or something. It sounds stupid, but it happens, and the straps actually save the controllers. There are 2 triggers on the back of them. On the top, there are 2 buttons, an analog stick, and a home button. Next is the display resolution. Each eye can produce 1920 by 1832 pixels, which makes the viewing experience pretty clear. The graphics of many games are also very good, considering it's an all-in-one headset. However, for most videos on YouTube and anywhere else you watch content, the resolution is actually pretty bad because it goes off of whatever 360 camera the person is using. Now obviously, one of the main reasons to buy a Quest 2 is the games. There are a few hundred of them to choose. From Among Us to Super Hot, there's most likely a game for everyone. If you're looking to socialize, there's VR Chat and Rec Room. If you're looking for a game that's kind of like working out, there's Beat Saber. Sadly, if you're looking for story type games, you may be slightly disappointed. It has a few good ones though, like Resident Evil 4 and The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. However, if you're not looking for games, there are a lot of other things you can do with the Quest, like Netflix, which has you sitting in a big cinema type room with a big TV, and YouTube, which is just YouTube. There's actually a surprising amount of VR 360 content on YouTube, so I'd recommend checking some out. Now the big question. Should you buy it? I'd say it depends. I really enjoy my time with the Quest 2, but if you're watching this a couple months before the Quest 3 inevitably gets released, I'd hold off. But after the Quest 3 gets released, I'm sure there'll be a lot of discounts for the Quest 2. I'm not sure what the differences are going to be, but I'm sure it's not going to be like a huge jump, so the Quest 2 will still be a good option. However, if you're watching this in early to mid 2023, I'd say go for it. If you're looking for a very capable VR headset that can basically do anything, this is the one to get. I've enjoyed my time with it, and I'm sure you will as well. Whether you're planning on getting the Quest 2 or just watching this for fun, I hope you enjoyed this video. It took me a while to make this, so I appreciate you guys' time, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.